Hey guys, this is Community Starcraft 2. I'm Sidewinder, the host and commentator for this game. This is going to be a pro match between Evil Genius's EGIdrA, who is probably the most popular North American Starcraft player right now. He's spawning over here as the green Zerg on the left side of the Shattered Temple. He's going to be fighting FnaticMSITT1, who, again, is decent pro. He's been around in tournaments here and there. He was actually in the GSL for a little while before he got knocked out. But interesting guy overall. But this is going to be a Protoss versus Zerg on this map, and it looks like TT1's actually posturing to go Forge, Fast Expand, which I have actually liked a lot more and more, even on maps where you can't fully wall off. You just kind of connect your buildings over to the Nexus. But EGIdrA is particularly one of these players who sees a weakness in his opponent and drills it as hard as he can most of the time. At least that's when he's not beating himself. EGIdrA is one of those players that's just so good that he just knows the game so well that he puts himself in these situations thinking that the game is either winnable or not winnable based upon the game state, whereas it really just comes down to both players, you know, fighting each other and seeing who's actually better, as opposed to the game dictating who's going to win. So EGIdrA is one of those guys who is so good that it's almost hurts him. It gets so bad that he will actually just leave games where he's way ahead. EGIdrA is going to actually go for a really late pool on 5th. It was actually on 16 when he decided to drop it. TT1's exploring in here, seeing what's going on. He does see the pool starting. I think EGIdrA was actually hoping that he wouldn't get scouted this quickly so he could drop a hatchery first. But nevertheless, we're going to see TT1 drop a Nexus, as we can see, before the Forge. Considering EGIdRA's pool is going to be up soon, TT1 needs to drop a Forge like right now. I don't know where this probe is going, but he cannot afford to just hang out for a while and wait. I think he's seen the spawning pool. Yeah, he has. He needs a Forge down immediately, otherwise EGIdRA could just get a few Zerglings in his base and run them around and screw things up. I mean, this Forge isn't even going to be done by the time the Zerglings are done. EGIdRA doesn't even have the resources for Zerglings. He's now putting out a pair now and starting a Queen. So if EGIdRA was a little more aggressive, he could just walk right into TT1's base and screw some stuff up. TT1 would not be able to hold this off unless he put a gateway down and a pylon here. Then it would buy him time at least, but nevertheless, he's going to have his stuff up, at least the cannon started, by the time EGIdRA Zerglings ever get over here. So EGIdRA is just running around with these two. It looks like they're just for scouting anyways. I don't think EGIdRA even knows what's going on in TT1's base until now as a drone shows up. So Overlord did see some stuff earlier, but the drone just walks right in. He's going to see everything that he wants to see. He's going to, you know, walk around, scout, see what he can find out. TT1's now throwing down a cannon here at his Forge Fast Expand, so I think EGIdRA really missed a golden opportunity there to get some damage done, or at least bug TT1 severely by getting some Zerglings in there in a timely manner. But he chooses a Queen, he chooses his macro style, which EGIdRA loves his macro almost to a fault, but we'll see how he decides to handle this game in and of itself. There's an Overlord that's spotting that can see everything that's going on here for TT1. He's now throwing down his Cybernetics core with only one cannon at the front door here, and the drone is going to die because he walks right into the cannon, and the probe just dances on his carcass, as we can see here. Now he builds up another cannon on top of it. So EGIdRA's, again, just kind of hanging back here, starting his lair, getting a second gas up, still droning, connecting his creep together, so very standard early game stuff here from Zerg. There's one Zergling poking around looking for proxy pylons, and TT1 is sneaking a probe over here, which may be for a proxy pylon of his own. I don't know what that probe's going to be doing, so we'll keep an eye on that. There's even another cannon coming down here, so TT1's got to be going for some weird tech behind this, I would think, considering he's putting down so many cannons here at his front door. Usually don't put more than a couple down if you're, I mean, at least not this fast, until you've scouted in there and see what EGIdRA has. But EGIdRA has nothing. So 3 cannons against nothing doesn't seem all that warranted. TT1 does actually get into the Zerg base, and he should actually be able to get out as well with his life intact, unless this Queen reports over here early. TT1's still just kind of poking around, seeing what he can find out, and he's not seeing much. He sees, well, I guess it's more about what he doesn't see. He does not see an army out for EGIdRA right now. EGIdRA's going straight into Hydralisks, so this is really fast. I don't think that he really had any scouting information to dictate that, but this is a play that EGIdrA likes to make every once in a while, of just making a creep highway, and here comes a Nidus network. So this is a really cool play out of EGIdrA. I'd really like to see this pay off, because I love watching EGIdrA when he plays unexpectedly. He's so good when he does that, and when he plays standard and sits back and waits, he's not as good. So this is the kind of stuff that I really like to see out of EGIdrA. He has an Overlord in a spot where he can actually see TT1's base. There's another Overlord over here, which you can use for just some disorienting Nidus play. If he has, if he's attracted all of TT1's attention back into the base, he can drop another Nidus Worm right here and have a second point to just drop his forces back and forth. And here comes the Nidus network here in TT1's main. TT1 does not see it. Look at that tiny little space where it's growing that TT1 does not see. EGIdrA, it looks like he should have some Hydralisks loaded up in there, and he does. Out everything comes. The Zerglings come out first. There's also a Queen in here that's probably going to drop a creep tumor as soon as she comes out. So she is ready to drop one. There we go. And EGIdrA is really taking down TT1's base fast here. TT1 has nothing on the field to deal with this. This is exactly what you want to do against a Forge fast expanding Protoss. And I love to see this kind of stuff out of Zerg, using all the tools that they have in the game. These Zerglings are ripping everything apart. TT1's power is lost on his gateway, so he cannot reinforce very well at all. All the probes get over here and try to kill off these Zerglings, but the Zerglings are wasting these probes. Hydralisks are now out, and they kill the photon cannon that was morphing here. Another cannon is down, but the damage has been done. TT1's at 26 supply, so you can see Stalkers warping in now make it a little bit more than that. And TT1 just has to quit. So you can see that if you see a Protoss Forge fast expanding here, you have a wide open opportunity to get something like this off, or just go for fast drops. So again, I was talking earlier about how EGIdrA is one of those players that if he sees a weakness in his opponent, and if he takes it, he is so hard to stop because he is so smart. But when he just sits back and he plays normal, waits for the game to kind of come to him, I feel like he does a lot worse than if he stays aggressive, and if he really pokes and prods and tries to kill his opponent as soon as he sees the first sign of weakness, which is what he does here. So great game there. I hope you guys enjoyed that. I'll be back for more casts and more pro games and tutorials and stuff in the near future. Stay tuned. See you later.